Hello everyone, my name is Matthew. Before I start rambling, I have a couple of housekeeping messages. Firstly, the glasswing butterfly. Yes, it has see-through wings. Secondly, I have no idea where the fire exits are or what to do in the drill. So in the event of an emergency, please don't follow me. Now, I realise these aren't your typical housekeeping messages, but my hope is that by highlighting something random now, I'll be less likely to blurt out some peculiar creature of interest later on. I have a habit of going off on tangents, especially when I'm nervous, which can lead to me talking about things like the Venezuelan poodle moth. In fact, my podcast is called Let's Digress and is available on all streaming services. I don't actually have a podcast. I'm not sure why I said that. Well, I do know why. It's written down here. It was an attempt at humour. I read somewhere that humour is a good icebreaker and can help with nerves. Now that we've covered the essentials, butterflies, fire exits, and lack of podcast, let's get to why I'm really here. I'm here to speak to you, not about butterflies and moths, although I could and still might, but about something that truly matters to me, even if I'm still figuring out exactly what that is. You see, I've spent a lot of time learning how to be myself, not the version that fits neatly into expectations, but the one who wonders, and occasionally digresses. So if I ramble, consider it a feature, not a bug. If I pause, it's not uncertainty, it's contemplation. And if I say something random, it's probably just me being honest. So if you're ready to wander with me, thoughts, tangents and all, then let's digress together. The Autistic Voice Project. Great name for a band. It truly is an honour and a privilege to be involved in such a vision. And I start here with optimism about what these materials can help achieve. My time working on the project was eye-opening. I learned more about autism in the first session than I probably did in the whole year before. It increased my understanding, my acceptance and my pride. And these are the three principles I'd like to digress further into, as they tie into my hopes for what the Autistic Voice Project will achieve. Understanding. Although I'm clearly only 21, I was diagnosed with autism and inattentive ADHD at 39, 5 years ago. My understanding was limited. I can recall first thinking, when did I get that? It wasn't until speaking to other people, my mother and my partner, that I realised I was always like this. And with that understanding, a lot of things from my past started to make sense. That understanding helped me become more accepting of who I am. For me, acceptance is a term I will use to imply acceptance and appreciation. To accept and appreciate someone for who they are and how they are, regardless of why they are. For autistic individuals, acceptance is a challenge, both self-acceptance and acceptance from society as a whole. It doesn't surprise me that acceptance is lacking, with the misinformation and general lack of understanding that is still so evident. Autism is often seen as something negative, a disease or something caused by vaccinations. It stays hidden because the only way autistic individuals know to be accepted is to be like everyone else. Only one former Premier League footballer has ever publicly stated he's autistic, and none currently active. Lucy Bronze is a shining example of what the men's game desperately needs: openness, representation and introspective honesty. In music, no mainstream chart-topping UK act has done so. The silence speaks volumes. Right now, the most well-known and visible autistic individual is Elon Musk, and in my opinion, that highlights a serious gap. not just in role models who inspire confidence in young autistic people, but in those who can shift how non-autistic people see and understand autism. Autistic role models with the reach to impact both autistic pride and autistic understanding are few and far between, and in my view, that's a significant reason why autistic pride is so rare. I've met many autistic individuals, and an alarming number of them don't want to be autistic. My son hates being autistic. My nephew believes autism is bad. And these mindsets aren't uncommon. So how can we promote pride in something society has conditioned them to see as intrinsically negative? Well, that was scripted. Well, I stand here as someone who is proud to be autistic. Why am I proud? Because I've met many autistic individuals, and they are among the most interesting, amusing, frustrating, imaginative, beautiful and thoughtful minds I've ever had the pleasure to meet, including my son, William. We were both trying to look at the camera. Where am I? Okay, yes. So, why would I not be proud to be in the same category as them? That said, I haven't always felt proud. It's only since working with Casper that I've truly achieved this. Why? Because they understand me. They accept me for who I am. And that understanding and acceptance, mine personally, at home with my family, and at work with Casper, is what allows me to feel pride in being autistic. Do I feel understood and accepted everywhere in society? No. In short, because I'm not. But that's where the Autistic Voice Project comes in. It's my belief that increasing understanding will, in turn, increase acceptance. And it's that acceptance which will empower autistic individuals to feel proud of being autistic. It is my sincerest hope that the work done by the Autistic Voice Project will help foster a wider understanding and acceptance of autism and all neurodivergent individuals, and allow us all to feel a little prouder of who we are. Thank you for your time. Just a quick note before I go.